Sponsored by Degenerates Like You. Back by popular demand, guys. It's your favorite comedy podcast. It's Comedy by Coincidence. It's episode 155. We're doing it up in Davis Studios North. I thought this was going to work so much better than it's working out. I thought I had time. I thought we could do things. There we go. And we're live. What's happening, people? It's your boy, Chris Hippie Davis. This is Comedy by Coincidence. I'm with my favorite comedian right now. He's across the table from me. His name is Don Ty. What's up? I thought this was going to hit so much harder because it's, we got through the election and now we're here.
Yeah.
This is the vibe today, It's the meeting of the minds.
Long live the Mafia state.
I think, when I was a kid, I wanted to be in organized crime, for sure.
I never wanted to do organized crime. I've always wanted to be a vagrant, though.
Disorganized crime. More your than. I believe it. Kind of like
trained hobo, just on the rails.
But yeah, I went to Catholic school kindergarten through 8th grade. I definitely remember a period from like 3rd grade through probably now where I wanted to be a Mafia Don. I remember that. So go.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're watching this, gold chains out. Remember that time you wanted to be a Mafia Don. And kick it back with us. Enjoy the time. What's happening, brother? How you doing this week?
It's a work week. One of those. There's only a funny bone in the area, so the open mic wasn't really worth it.
No open mics on election week?
There was an open mic, except I couldn't figure out how you sign up or anything like that. And then it also, I did up the schedule. I had to work that day. There was no avoiding that,
out of it. Yeah. Boo.
So, is what it is. But, it's work. I make my coworkers laugh, so that's something.
Yeah, you can practice a little bit there.
Yeah.
Work on some jokes. Write about work. It's how it is. I saw a pretty good St. Louis comedian not too recently I'd say half his set was about him being a carpenter,
Yeah, exactly. perform what you know and then try and relate it to other people.
Yeah, Joey Diaz always said your comedy should be how you relate the world to the audience. You know,
Exactly.
so.
You know, so my week was pretty boring. You know, just here in Hampton, Virginia. So instead, I'm secretly hoping, when I ask how was your week, you got something.
Fuck, dude, we're fucked, man. Wait, you want the truth, or you want me to make something up?
I always leave that up to you, man.
We are joined by the lovely Dr. Evil here. Seeming like she has
In
something.
body, but not in mind.
Yeah. We're both hardly here. I'm
Physically, I
messing up
am here.
left and right. It took us like 5 minutes to get going today. Just wrong calls all across. And you know what? That speaks for my week. Wait, did you say you want me to be honest, or do you want me to make stuff up? Because I'm having to make stuff up for you.
Make stuff up, dude. Fuck it. Who
Go to town.
believes in the truth anymore? All right, like let's be real.
So I was really, really, really worried about whether Hawaii was going to flip red or blue. So I flew out to Hawaii and voted not 4 times, not 5 times, not 6 times. Lucky number 7, baby. 7 Hawaii
Nice.
votes for Kamala. And you know what? I knew I should have gone to Pennsylvania. It was between Hawaii and Pennsylvania. I thought Hawaii was the more like battleground state. Dude, nobody told me shit.
I mean, it makes sense because it is a desirable location. Let's be honest. You know, you got beaches, you got palm trees. You know, there's a naval base right there. You got a couple airfields. You know, it's kind of like it's a Pacific Island stronghold. What's not to like about it? And their opinion matters.
Okay, so I flew out to Hawaii, voted 7 times. I did have to be
Nice.
back. I played Madison Square Garden Thursday. That was my first open mic. Pretty good set.
Nice.
You know,
Excellent.
I only had 5 minutes, did 15. Applause the whole time. Think I was born for it.
All right. Did the other comedian on the show shoot you afterwards, and how did you heal so fast?
I actually, he had me open because obviously first time, right? It wasn't like an open mic. I was opening for a friend, you know.
Yeah.
My second favorite comedian ever, Carlos Mencia. And, I mean, come on,
So
Mexicans.
Carlos
ladders.
Mencia, I'm guessing it was a completely sold out show.
Yeah, dude. Again, the
you know.
Garden, of course, you know.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, how do you follow what was supposed to be? I ran the light. You know what I mean? They did try to get me out of there at 7. I don't know. I was just, it was so much applause. I didn't see the light. And how do you see the light in Madison Square Garden, right? There's so many lights. It's like, yeah, you can play that one off pretty easy.
You want to know a dirty secret?
Yeah.
Is that like sometimes one of the speakers on the ground is not a speaker, it's a giant clock. You know, that's what Dave Chappelle does.
Oh, that's
then-
that thing that was, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
And then like when they're like taping the special, they either choose angles that you can't see the clock, or they just like let him free ball it for however long he fucking wants to.
It's kind of crazy because they had the jokes like scripted to that screen for me, and I didn't
Yeah.
go with them. I'm gonna be real. I thought of you. I was like, he'd kill me.
Yeah,
kill
you
me.
can't read the corporate media propaganda, dude.
So
You can't
instead,
do
I
it.
talked about how my co-host really loves furries for 15 minutes. So
Excellent. I'm glad you thought of me.
always on, forever on my mind, forever.
Excellent. So that sounds like a successful show. Madison Square Garden. How'd that merch table do?
Nothing, dude.
Nothing? Oh,
Honestly,
that's sad.
But Carlos cleaned up, and you know he throws me a little kickback for everything. So I'm out there hawking Carlos Mencia shirts. Friday, I come back to the loo. Kicked a homeless person. Not really. This is all made up, guys. Come on, what are we doing?
No, we're it's
rolling
made
with
up.
it.
We're keeping it in. You kicked a homeless person. Where'd you kick him?
Outside the food kitchen. It's just, you know, it's not like, you know, just I was upset about, you know, the whole Hawaii, Pennsylvania thing. You know, that's on me. That's all on me, guys. I know.
Fair enough.
And
fair
then,
enough.
let's see, Saturday, Nothing. No, the truth, guys, let's see. I worked all week, but my morning job, I do lawns and stuff in the morning. It's kind of drying up this time of year, So I had some very, very boring mornings where I focused on how little I do, how little I've contributed to our comedy and the music scene, and the failure that is Chris Davis. And that was also my Saturday, too. So I penciled this in around moping and feeling sorry for myself. And you know what? Next week will probably be better. A little less of the same. I should be busier. The busier I am, the better it is. You know what I'm saying?
I admire your desire to do more. However, the truth fucking sucks. Let's get back to this imaginary story.
Yeah, dude, the truth does blow.
Garden.
We've taken
kicked
up
a homeless
pig
guy
calling
for shits and gigs because you were feeling bad that day. Let's get back to that guy.
We've taken up pig calling. We're coming up in the circuit. Sui,
dude. No, so that's what's up with Chris. Happy to be here. Glad to do the thing. But yeah, we had a big election on Tuesday. I got my early vote in, so I didn't have to go stand in line. I did drive Dr. Evil to the poll at 7 a.m. because she was worried. And bro, this is one of the few times I will say the procrastinators had the right thing in mind. I went and waited a half hour in a line, the Tuesday, Wednesday beforehand. Some people waited 2+ hours out here. I'm sure there's people across the country who waited much more than that. Dr. Evil had like 10 minutes of waiting.
not even.
It was
0.
It was like
Zero.
walked in, did her thing, got out of
Walked
there.
in. It took them 2 minutes to see that I was standing there, and somebody was freed up and called me over. But technically, no one was in front of me.
That was election day, 2024. It was like crazy, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on how you want to play the voting game. Dr. Evil probably, I'm guessing, went and did it before her normal work day or her normal day or whatever.
That's correct.
Just get it done out of the way bright and early. Right?
Well, and
but
I
the
would have
rest of
early
us
voted,
were
but
working on
couldn't.
Saturday realized that the company has to give you 2 hours to go vote, paid. So you can just dip out of work for 2 hours, and there's nothing they can do about it. You know what I mean? But everybody plays the game differently. Some people hit it up after work, so that way they can drag their kids and they can all huddle around the cardboard box and show their civic duty and all that. The majesty that is punching holes in paper.
I didn't even make it to the gas station before I had to turn around and get her. So. Sorry, it's the music. It's bringing it out of me. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was trying to time the ending of that rant with the music. It somewhat worked, but also didn't. There was no crescendo.
No, I know. This is kind of... I'll work on getting better copyright-free music for us next time. But this is the Italian episode. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I was feeling it. I mean, we all need a little bit of reprieve after a crazy election week. I know a lot of people who are ecstatic with the results, who are worried and think they need to flee the country because of the election results. So we're trying to find a happy in between. We want you guys to remember we're all a team, big team here. Yeah, no? Okay, shit.
Well, yeah, no, we're all on the same team here, but in my mind, the game just begun. You know what I mean? Like, we voted for the spokesperson. Now, who is this motherfucker going to hire?
Right.
What team is he going to form? Is it going to be the Elon Musk Department of Government Efficiency plus the RFK Make America Healthy Again type of team? Or is it going to be the same cronies, the same old? You know what I mean?
This music definitely does help us talking about this. I'll say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it adds an air of whimsy,
Yeah.
I'll admit.
So, this is kind of surreal, bro. Honestly.
Yeah. No, it's now time to kiss the feet of the king and position yourself for the job you want. If you're on his side. If you're not on his side, now's the time to fucking start burning and shredding everything. Everything. Clear the cabinets now.
Right. Maybe, if you're worried about it, do what Uncle Chris did and tuck that
in your
shirt in.
for one.
Tuck that shirt in. I don't know. I don't know, man. Shit.
This is fitting now because we can transition to a funeral of hippie Chris and bring in dad bod Chris.
Conservative Chris, yeah. Honestly, Tim the Tool Time Taylor Chris. What's going on?
Exactly, yeah.
Shit. Let's get really into woodworking 2025.
Woodworking.
You're already into that, though. You were always a stagehand, stage builder kind of guy.
Yeah,
Best table I ever owned, built by Ty Young.
Like, if I'm going to be honest, I'm more of a plumber and electrician these days.
Shit.
Like, I just plug in high voltage power and then I plumb up some hoses and then turn the bitch on.
I thought about you the other day because I saw a news headline and a video that corresponded with it of a Zamboni driver getting canned because he was too drunk operating a Zamboni. And I was like, oh no, they got him. It's like, shit, my boy. No. But, like, slumping off the Zamboni, like, giving you guys a bad name. You know what I mean? So, and I think
my lawyer recommends I do not make a comment at this time.
Yeah, probably for the best here.
I do not recall any past stories. Give me about 5 years after the statute of limitation runs out.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Let's see. Any comedy news this week? We need a hit.
Everybody's thankful that it worked out for Tony Hinchcliffe. He is not going to be lynched for sinking Trump. You know,
Tony Lynchcliffe, you know what I'm saying? But well, I mean, jury's still out on that. We'll see. I mean, what you going to do? Puerto Ricans still unhappy with him. Also, Donald Trump doesn't know that guy from his own mouth, so okay. What else we got going on? I'm trying to stay not political as much as I can. It's been such a political week. Who isn't done with that shit? You know what I mean? And just living with it. Let's see. A lot of specials coming out. Ryan Long has a new special on YouTube. I don't know the name of it. I'm sure it's awesome. Fuck. Who else got stuff coming out?
Apparently, Lewis Black is doing one last stand-up tour and then calling it a day.
He said that last year.
He did say that last year. He's kind of the AC/DC of the comedians world right now.
Yes, talk about the kiss of comedy, you know what I'm saying? Damn, I am not finding this. What else we got going on? Bobby Kelly in Cuba right now while a hurricane is going on. That's fun. Rip Bobby Kelly.
Always kind of been a wild guy.
Ryan Long's special is called Problem Solved. There you go. Let's see what else I got on comedy news.
I'm getting a lot of old news. That's my problem right now. I'm looking at the dates of these things, and it's like February, January.
Seems like Christina Pajitsky is back on the Your Mom's House podcast after dealing with her breast cancer run-in. So, that's
so things
cool.
maybe are in the up and up.
Yeah, they definitely kept shit very tight-lipped, and I definitely didn't know what was going on the whole time with that. So, you know, all you can do is be positive, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. I don't know. It's the week for most of my comedy news is just comedians being like, "I fucking told you," or "I'm so sad," or it's all centered around the election. Like, you know,
as we all are. So let's maybe get off the news. Fuck all the news. You know what I'm saying? Go support your local comedy. That's all we can say. Go check out an open mic sometime. If you want to see bad comedy and support up and comers, that way you can appreciate good comedy. You got to go hit a few open mics so you can appreciate the good stuff.
Exactly. Plus, they're free, and they usually some of them you bring your own booze. Some of them it's like a 2-drink minimum. So, but it's still a free show. You ain't paying a cover charge.
Right. You might get some kava out of the deal if you're in Florida, so.
Which I do not recommend.
No, notice it switched to depressing music when we talked about the kava bar. I get it.
Exactly. Pieces of the soul fluttering away like Voldemort at the end of Harry Potter. It's sad.
Shit. So off of that, I almost said off of Bandcamp. I don't know why I'm here. What's going on? Off of the news. You got a Savage of the Week this week?
It is my week.
Yeah.
And I think the Savage is just gonna have to drag us. No, I don't want to do that. You know what? I'm not gonna claim a Savage of the Week. I'm going rogue on this.
Okay.
We're gonna take the trophy, bend down the middle of the finger, and just raise up a fist, and it will be the American public is a savage, whether you won or lost. Unite and stay together, bitches, because we're the only ones who can keep this thing going.
Right.
So we're doing the patriotic Savage of the Week this week. If you voted, congratulations, or my condolences. If you didn't vote, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no right to
bitch. Keep it fucking moving. Don't let whatever happened stop you.
Yeah, try to have a good
and now,
week.
Just imagine Mr. T saying that with more joy and happiness, and not so monotone and depressed.
Right. A little gold nugget at the end of this podcast. Ty, what's the most savage you've ever been? You got a story you're most proud of where you had an extra savage moment? Just thinking about it.
I mean, I once threw a disc golf disc about 500 feet down this valley and hit a car, so that was pretty fun. It was a car that was driving too. They didn't stop. There's no damage to their windshield, but they definitely woke up. A little swerve action there. That felt pretty savage to me. And then there's let me see here. Boy Scout camp.
Yeah.
I used to be the canoeing instructor, and I had the perfect lesson plan where part of the canoeing merit badge thing you can get is that you have to sink your boat. So if any kid was getting a little lippy or out of line, I would just row up, regardless if they did it or not, being like, "Hey man, we're doing this right now. You need to come back." And if they don't, I just sink them. I just flip their shit over, and there's nothing they can do about it. And now they got to swim back to shore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That felt pretty savage to me. It felt kind of nice. It made me realize how good a feeling a dictator could have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just kind of power.
That was his first experience with power, people. And, he hasn't given it up since. Ty, tell these people where they can find you.
Chris, do you have a particular savage thing?
I do think it was pretty badass. Catching my car on fire and then putting it out in front of a crowd of spectators You know,
That's pretty bad, boss.
I put it out because the only part that was on fire was the back seat, like completely engulfing and like gonna fuck up the whole car. I got my hands underneath the fire, underneath the bottom seat, grabbed onto the springs and pulled the fucking fire back seat out of the fucking door. And in doing so, by grabbing the springs, just how I grabbed them, wrapped around each finger and burned I had burns that like wrapped around my fingers. It was kind of insane. And I had a fucking show in 2 days that we still played. It's pretty badass. And I still have that car. She still drives.
Pretty savage. Pretty savage.
Pretty savage. Building the Volkswagen, pretty savage in general. A lot of savage moments there.
I mean,
crashing my dad's Volkswagen, my keep this in mind. Crashing my dad's Volkswagen Beetle into my dad's boat. While I was coming home one night, parking, driving through the lawn. And I hit his boat with his Volkswagen while he was doing dishes at the kitchen window. And like looking out, he had perfect view of me doing it too. So like I did it, I look over and I see him. I literally go, ah! What the fuck? And I remember I couldn't hear it, but I could see it through the window. And I'm like, oh, I have 2 minutes. I was still like smoking a cigarette. It's before he had caught me, and I've been. So I was more worried about getting caught. I already knew what was coming, you know, but I don't need extra on top of this. So I definitely I remember putting the cigarette out, smashing the ashtray closed, and by that time he was outside going, "You ran my favorite thing in the world into my other favorite thing. What the fuck?" You know what I mean? So shout out. There was also one time, short one to end on. Good, you know, we saved the gold for the end, guys. I know it's kind of a shorter episode. I know we're all kind of bumming. We're trying to bring, some levity to this situation here. Will Bowles, friend and best friend forever, and friend of the podcast, all that shit. We were down in Kentucky at my grandparents'. And we took my dad's van to the woods to have a bottle rocket, firework war. And everything went fine. Nobody's hurt. We ran through all our fireworks. It's dark. At the very end of the night, we pack everything up. We go hop in the van. I throw it in reverse to, turn us around because we're at the end of this, dead-end road. And I never closed the back hatch. The back hatch opens like that, you know?
Yeah.
And, sorry, literally, my dad just texted me, "Are you free enough to call?" No, I'm not. I'm literally talking about you, asshole. No, I backed that fucking hatch into a tree, and literally the second that hatch touched the tree, it smashed the glass of that back hatch window. I was like, oh no, and it's a Saturday, and we're supposed to leave town, to head back the next day. So I called my dad right where we're at, and I'm like, hey, I fucking broke the back hatch. I'm sorry, I backed it into a tree. I hear him screaming from 2 miles away, not over the phone. I can hear him in real life where I'm standing. I pull the phone down, I hear the same thing that I'm hearing on the phone over there, 2 miles away. What the fuck? Oh my god! Yeah, so savage. Savage. But yeah, tremendous. Some levity to end this week on, you know. Dr. Evil, we got any stories or news we need to throw in? I'm not.
I mean, none come to mind.
We'll try to do a game next week or something, maybe. Get some of this bad juju away. But until then, I will say we've got important business to take care of. Ty, when are you back in Florida?
Tuesday, motherfucker. We are going to Wednesday. I will probably be at the Gimmick. And then Thursday I'm gonna keep open. I don't know where I'm gonna be. And then the weekend, I'm gonna try and get a spot at Side Splitters here in 3 weeks. So we'll give that a go. And yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Get some mics in this week. Getting back down there.
Oh,
It sounds like it's
absolutely.
going to be a light week on work, especially having traveled twice in the last month.
Mhm.
So good luck. Have fun. I'll try to not be as big of a fucking whiny bitch this week and get some fun stuff done or do something. It's been hard getting around down here, too. There's been a lot of flooding in St. Louis. I will say this. Yesterday, I didn't have shit going in the morning. I tried to go to a park just to, like, take a walk. Whole park underwater, aside from the parking lot. I got a bunch of pictures, but literally, every walking trail was underwater. So, I mean...
Dang. You guys just getting a lot of rain? What's going on?
Yeah, and then all the rain from everywhere up north, too. So...
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, it has been a rainy week. So thus, again, why Chris has been so free and not having a whole lot of shit to do. But this week I should be a lot more busy and trying to put more stuff together. Also, we haven't had a good rehearsal for the new band in a week. And it looks like we're skipping tonight too. So I go a little nuts when I don't have a band going. You know what I mean? So it's part of
I get
part
you.
for the course. Just like if you couldn't do comedy for a month and a half, you're like, what am I doing?
Yep. 100%.
So I'm in the what am I doing phase, and I'm figuring out what I'm doing. So I'll try to get to doing something. But we'll keep it light. You guys, go watch one of our funnier episodes. I mean, not that this wasn't funny, but go support the podcast. Tell a friend, share, leave a comment, all that fun stuff, And we'll be back next week, okay? Till then, stay strong. Make people laugh. Support your community. Be good people. All that shit. Also, eat Italian.